This is a movie that I've been looking forward to ever since I saw the first trailer. We know I'm a big fan of M Night Shyamalan. I love pretty much everything. I think that there's even a charm to the fact that some of his stuff is hit or miss. Like he doesn't have a perfect record. And I kind of like that. I like that he sticks within the genre. I like that he seems to enjoy telling these stories. I like that he seems to enjoy sort of a nice premise and a premise. He likes a premise with a hook and then a twist. And it's hard to say that that's not a winning formula. Premise, hook, twist. To me, I'm going to go every single time.
Sure.
And when you add Josh Hartnett to that, forget about it. Forget about it. You talk about somebody who deserves the resurgence that they're having. Josh Hartnett is the shit. And it's not talked about nearly enough. I don't hear this conversation happening as often as I think it should be happening. I feel like I should just be walking down the street and overhear somebody going, you know who's great? Josh Hartnett. Because you don't hear it.
And they're like, yeah.
I go, excuse me. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but you're 100% right on the money with what you just said about Josh Hartnett. He fucking rules.
Now I'm going to go about my day.
Yeah. I love seeing, he's the lead character in this, obviously. He was in Oppenheimer. He's popping up again, and I'm happy for him. Love M. Night. Love Josh Hartnett. And this was a very interesting one because we talked about the trailer when it first came out. So this is not a spoiler at all because not only is it in the trailer, but it's also within the first 10 minutes of the movie. This is what the movie is. Right, it's the premise. So you can't spoil what the premise.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
But the premise is that Josh Hartnett is a dad, and he's a good dad. And he brings he's making dad jokes, doing the whole deal. And he takes his daughter to this concert by this pop artist named Lady Raven. And when he gets to the concert, he sees a big police presence, and he finds out that the police are there because they have it on good authority that a serial killer named The Butcher, which I'm already like, did we not spend any time thinking about the name of a serial killer? Did you just go, who has the name for a serial killer? First one wins.
At least you gotta follow the convention, which would be enter the location.
Right.
Butcher.
Right. They're in Philadelphia. So the Philadelphia Fillator or something like that.
Then you know how to narrow it down.
Right. Exactly. But no, it's The Butcher, which is a red flag. But it turns out Josh Hartnett is the serial killer. So the serial killer has brought his daughter to this concert, not realizing that in actuality, the concert itself is a trap, and they're going to question every man, because most of the people at the concert are teenage girls. So there's 20,000 people at the concert, 3,000 of them are men. We're going to talk to every single one of those men. We're going to question them, and he won't leave this place. And boom, how does the serial killer who's there with his daughter, who by all thought and logic doesn't know he's a serial killer, how does the serial killer escape without being caught? There's your premise. There's your elevator pitch. And I go, and who's the serial killer? They go, Josh Hartnett. I go, sold. Every scene? He's in every scene? Sold. Now, are you interested in that premise?
I was interested. I went to go watch it last week. I was interested.
You saw it?
Yeah, I saw it.
Oh, that's exciting that you've seen it. What are your thoughts? Exactly. I mean,
I enjoyed it for what it was, but it definitely had a few plot holes.
Bro, here's the thing. I love M. Night. I love Josh Hartnett. I don't mind a dumb movie, by the way. I do not, especially in the summer, I do not mind. You should see my collection of physical media of bad 80s B movies. I do not mind a dumb movie. Not every single movie needs to be a think piece. But there's not one thing in this movie that would happen ever. Not one. Zero of the things that happened in this movie would ever actually happen. And I started to get suspicious Because you know who the actress is that played the Lady Raven character? Because I was like, there's a lot.
I said it too.
Okay.
I said
I go,
this is
hang on.
the M. Night.
I go, there's a lot of music. Like, we're hearing a lot of music from this Lady Raven. Like, there's a lot of different songs in this movie. Like, who is this actress? Hot dog?
It's M. Night's daughter. So I went, oh, this is an M. Night's daughter vehicle. This is what this is.
I mean, are we the ones getting trapped here? What is this? Is this shenanigans going on here? Yeah. So look, I mean, there's nothing like that, like nothing that happens in the movie would ever happen in Act 1. When the way they go into the concert, that's not how people would go into a concert. The conversation that they have going into the concert, that's not the conversation that people would have going into the concert. Where they sit at the concert, that's not where they would sit at the concert. When he has to go and get a pretzel, that's not how he would go and get a pretzel. Like, none of it. The friendship that he makes with the merch guy is insane. It's insane. Nuts. Because it's like they go, okay, we sold this premise, so how do we do at least 2 full acts of this movie in the arena? And the stuff that they filled these 2 acts with, it's like none of this would ever happen. I mean,
I feel like they worked backwards. They worked, well, not even backwards, but like they thought of the premise. But then when it came to shooting these scenes and actually writing the story, they were like, well, okay, we have all these plot holes here. Like how would we explain why the cops would even do this, and how would we explain the logistics of it? Like, this isn't a spoiler, but like the staff members in the arena knew that this was a sting operation.
All of them.
And I'm like, that would never happen.
All of them know. And it's like, you told the merch guys? Because it's supposed to be
the janitor.
It's supposed to be a secret. That's why it's a trap.
Right.
You know, it's a secret. We're not going to tell anybody because otherwise they won't show up. But everybody knew, the whole community was aware.
For me, that was the first red flag. When he was like, don't tell anybody, but there's a sting operation and they're going to catch the butcher tonight.
Right.
I was like, what? You know that.
You know.
Why would they tell you that?
I mean, and then again, no spoilers or anything.
Yes.
But there is an opportunity to get on stage with the performer. And I mean, if it were this easy to get on stage, and you're talking about let's say Olivia Rodrigo level big.
Sure.
Right?
That's when they were trying to, yeah.
Yeah. If it were this easy to get on stage with Olivia Rodrigo, you know how much danger that girl would be in? And by the way Lady Raven acts after the concert's over, none of that. None of it.
Oh.
None of it would ever happen. It's nonsense. The whole thing was nonsense.
It was like halfway through, there was enough of me going, that's not right. Where I was like trying to make excuses for it. I was like, I was like, I bet you the plot is that
Right, like, and
like,
let me not be that guy.
Right. This doesn't make sense. So the plot must be that
and
I go,
oh, this is what they're doing. And it's like, no. Like, there is, I guess, technically a twist, but it is, I mean, it's such a minimal twist. Like, not only is it minimal for an M. Night movie, it's minimal for an episode of Law and Order. Like, it's like not even really.
It doesn't change the context of what happened
at all.
It's just like additional. It's not. It's
plus,
not
by the
more
way, even the twist, which is the evidence that brought the cops to the concert, which that's as much as I'll say. It's 2024. That evidence wouldn't exist.
Right.
I mean,
yeah.
If you've seen a paper receipt, what are you talking about? What? A paper?
And it's less.
Who buy? I mean, you buy. You don't even have paper tickets anymore, let alone paper receipt for tickets.
The whole twist is less of a twist and more of just like kind of additional information.
It's more like, okay, I guess they explained it. Like, it still doesn't really. I guess that's how it could have happened.
I mean, I still don't think the cops would go about that logistical nightmare to, like.
So it's a
question 3,000 men in an arena. I don't think that's a good way to go about it.
Well, it ends up being ultimately. I feel like thematically about 2 things. Number one, sort of pop star culture and that feeling that you get being in an arena full of people, and what if that's a trap, which is interesting. The other, I think, thematic thing that is interesting is the idea of these serial killers that have a double life. The idea that you can be a serial killer and this family man, and kind of the juxtaposition and wrestling with those two existences, which both of those concepts are very interesting. I think this script was written in 2 days. I think it was written very fast. Now listen.
And it was written to get his daughter over.
Right. Did I get mad at it? No. No, I wasn't mad. Was I like, this is terrible? No. But
and this guy was like Batman. This guy was Batman half the time.
He was really good. He's slick.
He's really good.
This guy was slick. Okay. But he's Josh Hartnett. I could be honestly, if they cast Josh Hartnett as Batman, I'd be like, that's good casting.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, it would be, yeah.
You know, I think that I like this movie like I like Taken 2. Not even the first Taken. Like Taken 2. Like I like Taken 2, okay? I don't like it as much as I like the first. I love the first Taken. Love it. I also like Taken 3 is vomit. But Taken 2, I still like Taken 2. I think that this is on the level of a Taken 2 in the sense that like the perfect place to watch this movie. Because people go like this, oh, you should definitely go to a theater for this movie. I'm a big movie theater guy. I think you should see every movie in a movie theater. I love a movie theater, and it's the perfect way to experience these movies. I think that for optimal enjoyment, Trap should be viewed on like TNT or USA when the show that you're watching ends and you're too lazy to get the remote. And then you fall into it. Like if it were just on after the show that you were watching and you were too lazy to grab the remote and you weren't ready to go to sleep yet, and so you just kind of left it on, you'd probably enjoy it. You'd probably be like, oh, that's pretty good. This is a fun movie.
But it's not a real go to the cinema, go to the theater movie.
No, ironically, neither was that Harry Styles was promoting. But yeah, like I went to the bathroom during like midway through the third act, which is crazy because that's the like boom, 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 boom. Like this is where and it's like I gotta go pee real quick. But I guarantee you, I'm not gonna be a hater because if I'm watching TNT and it comes on, I'll probably watch it.
Yeah.
You know, at least through the
first. I texted you and Travis my immediate response. I didn't hate it. I was like, it was kind of dumb.
I believe that your initial response was, I'm going to wait to see what Logan Paul has to say.
That was my second initial response.
Yes. I'm going to wait on this one, see what Logan Paul has to say. And if not Logan Paul, maybe CoffeeZilla will put something out. You know, whoever gets there first. So that's where I thought, see, some people go like, I've been waiting since The Sixth Sense for another banger from M Night, which is totally unfair. Like that's totally, it sucks. He's
had a banger since then, hasn't he?
He's had many bangers. M Night's the shit. Okay, there is a charm to sometimes hitting, sometimes missing, and then going back to the plate. I love that M Night. I don't think he takes himself too seriously. I love that he does his own stuff. Right? He's not one of those guys. Like clearly, he went to the studio and said, I figured out how I can make a movie for X number of dollars. I'm going to write and direct. And the studio said, it's an M Night movie. You got it, dude. Like, I love that energy. I like that. I mean,
he
that's
just had Knock at the Cabin last year.
And it fucking ruled.
Oh.
Knock at the Cabin was the first time people started going, this Dave Bautista is a great actor. Like, they were like, he's a legit great actor.
I don't know if that was the first time, but yes, he had a great performance. I think it was Blade Runner was the first time.
I didn't even see that Blade Runner.
Yeah.
He's a great actor either way.
Yeah, he is.
And M. Night's great. I love a writer-director. And I'll give him a lot
of... Last Airbender was not good.
I'm not going to watch that Last Airbender. That's big. You know why? He went away from the genre.
Yes.
You know what I mean? He went away.
That was Hollywood. That was like big-time Hollywood M. Night.
Exactly. There was a period of time in M. Night's career where it was like, oh, I'm very, very popular, so I have to make big Hollywood movies. Where's Mark Wahlberg? Where's Last Airbender? And it's like, no. Shrink it down, limited budget, high concept, let's go. Sometimes you'll hit, sometimes you'll miss, but as long as you got more hits than misses, we're good. And M. Night...
consider this one?
No, this isn't in the hit column. No, I can't. And it should have been, because the concept is great. Josh Hartnett's great. M Night's great. But come on.
It needed like a couple more minutes in the oven. Like, it was not like you could fix this movie.
You could absolutely fix the movie. Absolutely, you could fix the movie. I think it's kind of. I think I'm going to enjoy it later as like a good bad movie. You know what I mean? Like because I wasn't mad. I wasn't angry. I didn't want to go home.
I don't know. It's not even a bad movie though. So it's almost like you can't even be like, oh, this is like a fun bad one to watch. It's just kind of just there. It's not bad. It's not a bad movie. It's just kind of,
It's not great.
No.
It's not great.
No, but it's not too bad to the point where like now it's enjoyable. It hasn't gotten there yet.
And it was interesting because I had just seen Longlegs. So it's like Longlegs, you have a lot to talk about and to really flesh out. Like, is it that you don't like it, or is it that this happened and that happened? Like, oh, actually, that was kind of interesting the way that happened. Like, Longlegs, I would see in theaters multiple times. This, in theaters once, USA Network.
Yes.
That's for me, though.